glad to have you with us tonight with a special show. Standing by in the orange and blue room, we've got not just the QB himself, Shane Matthews, but we've got Ocala's own. I know he's from Spar technically, but he's and the guy's had a great season, Jake Slaughter. We have a special announcement tonight about Jake and Ocala, Randy Briggs, Ocala Quarterback Club will bring us as well. And then we'll have Franz Beard, and we'll talk about what else. Lane. I'm just getting a little fatigued. I'm sorry. Everybody wants to talk about it. I get it. It's a good story. But Shane Matthews more than me, perhaps. Well, we'll have to keep on doing it for at least another week, Shane. Stand by. Buddy Martin Show's on the air.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
Better, stronger, faster.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone?
Take a message.
Bye.
You ready, champ?
I'm ready for this my whole life.
I'm incapable of small talk. But that's why you love me, right?
Kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
Evening, welcome to the Buddy Martin Show. Standing by is Shane Matthews. Let's go right to it now because we've got a busy show tonight. And he's already done one today. He gets tired and cranky this time of night. So I don't want to keep him from his milk and cookies. Let's bring him on, the QB himself. He's the star of the show. If you're not watching it, you're missing out because he has an outstanding show. Good one today, as a matter of fact. I heard JC complaining because they ought to be hiring a Gator, Shane. He said they ought to be hiring a Gators. What do you think about that?
He's been saying that for years. Yeah. Not that I don't disagree with him, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people wish something would be different. I'm sure it will. But they say we got Jake Slaughter standing by and talk about a guy who's had a great career. He's really had a fine career. He's from right there in Ocala, some Spar, technically, I guess. But he was at Trinity. He went to school at Trinity, and we claim him at Ocala, and he's up for a special award. And let's go get him and talk a little ball with number 66, who joins us tonight. Good day, you, Jake. Hello of Shane Matthews.
Mr. Matthews, how you doing, sir?
Good, man. How you doing? Congratulations on this award you got.
Oh, thank you. It's a big honor.
We haven't revealed that yet exactly, but it's okay. No, he knows he got
it. All good.
He knows he got it.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have a special announcement. Jake, good evening to you, man. Good to see you. And sorry for what you had to go through with, but I know I speak for a lot of Gators who appreciate that you gave everything all the time and still are. That's how you were brought up. And I know it's been tough sometimes. You don't like to say anything negative about anybody ever, but you look around you sometimes and you feel like you're the Lone Ranger, you know, and you have been the Lone Ranger.
Nah, I would not say that.
Why don't you tell me what you want to say?
I think it's.
Tell me.
I'd say that it's just important that we finish the right way. I think that guys that I came in with, and there's a lot of guys that mean a lot to me in the building, and this is going to be their last one in the stadium, and last time this team will ever play together. So it's important that we're going to finish the right way.
Name a few that I know you got a bunch of us. You got a special group of guys you came in with. Are there two or three that you're bonded with more than any?
No, I think it's easy to talk about the offensive line room. Like I came in with Austin Barber. We knew each other in high school, and guys like Damian George and Devin Manuel who transferred in, and then my buddy Hayden Clem. We came in together same year. So there's a lot of guys that it's important that we finish the right way.
Talk about, and I want Shane to jump in here. Talk about the first time you ever went to the swamp. That was something. You're a boy from Spar, and and in Ocala, and you grew up around there. I think you committed to Florida State originally, I believe. Unless I'm wrong about that. But anyway,
Yes, sir.
but you came up right there near. You came to games for quite a bit. Talk about the swamp as you saw it when you were at Trinity, and the swamp that you leave behind after Saturday.
No, I mean it was really different. Obviously coaching changes mean something, but when I came in, we were still in the south end zone. That was our facility down there, and you learn a lot about just tradition being down there. I think it was good for me as a player to be around stuff like that. But yeah, we moved into the new facility, so obviously that's different. I remember being a kid. Dad used to run. He worked for Sherwin-Williams up here. He used to run a tailgate, so we got to come to one game every year. And I remember sitting in the whatever tickets we ended up having a good time with him.
Talk about your dad and the athleticism in your family and what you've learned from him. I know he's a big outdoorsman and all that. Talk as a football player and a guy who helped you.
Yeah, it's funny every time. Yeah, you run into somebody in Ocala, and somebody that played with him or played against him in high school. They give me a hard time. Say he would have gave me a run for my money if we were the same age, but I believe him. He ended up playing ball at UT Martin. Went there to go play defensive line, but he converted to play center and guard in his freshman year, and he played a few years up there. And then him and my mother got married and moved back.
Yeah, let's go ahead, Shane.
Jake, have you given any thought to running out of that tunnel Saturday night? Be your last time?
It's one of the things I'm sure you experienced it as a player. You see seniors do it every year, and you're not sure how you're going to feel. So I don't know how I'm going to take it. It's a special place to me, and I'm sure it's going to be tough, but I'm excited for one more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be emotional. You don't really think about it until you walk out and they call your name, and then you see your parents or whatever. It'll hit you hard.
No, I'm sure. I am sure.
I want to go ahead, Shane, if you've got another one.
No, I just want to congratulate Jake on a tremendous career. I mean, he's had a hell of a career here, being an All-American last year and all that good stuff, and bright future ahead. The next level, you never know what's going to happen in the professional ranks, but just take it all in while you can, because I wish, even at my age, I could go back and play college ball.
Right. It's been a special time for me.
I'll never forget, and not to throw, but when I was working with Terry Bradshaw and he got elected to the Hall of Fame, he had a hard time getting his speech written. And he said, "You're going to help me with this, buddy." I said, "Okay." And we had like 6 months or whatever. As it got closer and closer, he never had a chance to talk to me about it. So about a month out, I called him. I said, "Terry, you need to be thinking about what you want to say in a speech." And he said, "Well, I just love the game." He said, "Boy, if I could just put my hand under Mike Webster's butt one more time." I said, "That's it." And that was the opening line of his. That was it. And you get what because you guys played the game, what it's like. Let me talk to you about your role. That you've been a leader in a lot of ways, but there's something that's very complicated about calling out the signals and the passing and the blocking assignments. It's almost like Greek, and you have to get in there and tell everybody, make sure everybody's lined up and give them the calls and whatever. That's something you've done exceptionally well with. I think it's because you understood the game so well at a young age. How did you get that, and what was that like?
No, I've always had a love for the X's and O's part of football. Like I go, coach kicks me out of his office. I go up there and meet with Coach Sale, and I want to know the formation. I want to know what runs we have, the formations, and I want to know what's what. And then, that's something that I didn't learn quite the how much goes into it until probably 2 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, to be honest with you. And once you really start looking at it and how they look at formations and what fronts we're going to get and what kind of alignments we're going to be in. But no, that's something I've always loved. And it's funny you said it's like Greek. Like, if I was to explain, call out a play and what everybody's call ought to be, and then alerts and all that stuff, it wouldn't make sense to anybody that ain't in the system. And I think it's neat that everybody across the country has that type of thing.
Yeah, I know that was That's something I admire about guys like you. Talk about some of your teammates on the offensive line. I'm going to be honest. There's been some times this year where your offensive line has played really well. Individuals. There's just some times when it's broken down. I know you know that, but I know that you're all in as brothers and you go through it. What is the hardest thing you have to do when you're getting on an offensive line team? I always thought it was like a basketball team. You got 5 guys. You got to kind of you play off each other. Everything you do is off each other. Talk about that. And I think I lost him, didn't I? Let's go back here. Hold on a second. See what happened. You there, Jake?
You there? Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It kicked me off for a second, but you were asking about what it takes to put together an offensive line.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, it's to me, it's always been like I don't know. I was a crappy Ocala High School Wildcat quarterback, so I wouldn't know. But I just think it feels to me like in the O line today, you got to be like a basketball team. You got to know where everybody's going, what they're doing. You play off each other. Is that accurate?
No, I would say it's a big part of it. I think, it's just hard. You got to find, I think tackles in specific, in particular, they're tough to find because you want a guy who's, 6'6". They've got long arms. Yeah, they're kind of that dancing bear type of look, and I think they're just hard to find. There ain't a whole lot of guys that can move well, and they're that large. And then, I think you got to have guys on the inside who are a little bit smart, and guys that have some more weight to them. Yeah, you look at a guy like Damian George, who he's just a big, powerful body. So it's it's unique in the fact that there's so many different body types and different things that go into it.
Yeah, another thing I've always said was I used to kid Bradshaw about this. Offensive linemen, they don't like to dance backwards. They'd rather block and run block, and whatever. So 100%. Much of your right? Is that true? Yeah.
No, without a doubt.
And your offense is based on play action.
Right.
So you've got to be able to run the ball for play action to be right. Jump in there, Shane. You're the more about this, but that's my understanding. You've got to have the running game to make the play action work.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up a good point earlier, buddy, about the center's usually the smartest offensive lineman. There's no question about that. In my playing days, I was more focused on, the secondary, the coverage and that, and pretty much all my centers. I mean, I knew the run checks and stuff, but I didn't really care because I trusted them, right? I was more concerned about the pass game. So if we had a run check, we used to have some like hand signals or just some code words. They'd tell me what to do, and that would be the run play. Because I was just like my head coach. All we worried about was the back end of the defense. So you got to always have a good center. There's no question about that.
Jake, are you aware of the centers that have played at Florida and the All-Americans have been there, and and any history there about who played center at Florida?
Yeah, to be honest with you, the only the ones that come to mind are the Pounceys, the guys that played on the inside. But that's honest truth is I look back at guys like Brett Heggie and Nick Buchanan and stuff like that. But that's about all that comes to mind.
Yeah, well, there were.
And there's been greats.
Yeah, a few All-Americans, not many. But you have to be proud of having that block. You get your own block there now, man, for being All-American last year. And you should have got it this year. You might not because of the team's record. That's the unfortunate part because you played just as well this year as you did last. But if you don't win the games, you don't get the recognition, right?
I think there's so much that goes into the stuff like that, and truthfully, outside of playing your best ball, there just ain't a whole lot that you as an individual have, that goes into it. So I try not to think about stuff like that. But no, I joke around all the time that they're stuck with me for a while at least. Be a pretty big storm to rip up the brick down there.
That's gonna be a good one. And next level. Now, I know you don't like to think about it during the season. Now we're getting close to it. Starting to read some of the projections. I do. I don't know much about the draft anymore. But, you're obviously among the best offensive linemen out there. You'll be a first or second day pick somewhere in there. And that's going to change your life, isn't it?
Yes, sir. No doubt. You talk about, childhood dreams and, Mr. Matthews, you got to experience this and, it'll be something that you only do once and it's something I'm really looking forward to. And it's one of those things that I try not to look at the projections because you never really know who's saying what, and it doesn't really matter until teams are calling the phone. So.
Well, I'm sure it'll be an exciting. Is it April? Is that what it is? An exciting and scary thing at the same time. But your life is going to change, and your economic structure is going to change a little bit too. Although you can make money today, I hear you got one of the all-time great NIL scores ever as a freshman when you got your barbecue grill.
No, no doubt, no doubt. No, that was right when NIL started, and we were cold calling on social media. Yeah, my roommate, it was Nick Elksness and I, and we Instagram message.
And we keep dropping them off for some reason or the other. Let's go back and find him. Apologize to Jake for that. I think it's on his end, though. Let's see. Let's try it again.
Mr.
Okay, here you are.
Okay. But no, we were cold calling, and we finally found it was Traeger Grills, and they responded. It was he was connected to the University of Florida somehow, and he sent us a smoker, and we got we put some miles on it.
I heard you wore it out. You're on like number 2 or 3 now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool how you figured the system out right away. Well, let's talk about what's something here. I want to bring this gentleman on. He's a huge Gator fan. You might know him. He's Randy Briggs, my good friend, and he the Ocala QB Club. I think you might have met him. He knew Lanny Curry quite well. And
yes, sir.
I know you know Lanny. Knew Lanny. R.I.P. to a great guy. And Randy, say hello to Jake.
Jake, how are you?
Doing well, Mr. Briggs. How are you, sir?
Good. We had a nice visit. You lost him again, buddy.
Yeah, he's on his end. We keep losing him. Hope we keep trying. We're doing fine here, but we keep losing him. Let's see what we got. There we go. Yeah, it keeps popping up on your end. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm sorry, it keeps kicking me off.
I understand. That's okay. Yeah. Randy, go ahead.
Yeah, Jake, no, I was saying we had a nice visit the day after the 4th of July down at Lanny's Lake House. Yeah,
yes, sir.
It was good visiting with you then, and I know that background. Shane, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Doing well, thank you.
We wish you'd get back down here for that Thursday afternoon golf game at Ocala Golf Club.
I'll once football season's over, I'll probably make my way down that way.
Good. Yeah. Well, buddy, let me chat and share with Jake a little bit. Jake, being a Marion County and Ocala native, you're probably well aware that this area has produced a lot of athletes over the year that have gone up and contributed at the University of Florida, from basketball to golf to several baseball players, even basketball, but certainly football. And most notably, Scott Brantley and his brother Johnny, your coach at one time.
We're going to keep losing him. He's got a bad connection on his end. We're going to get it in, though. He's coming back. Just hang in there. We'll get it. Go ahead. Finish up.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Well,
sorry.
No problem. Yeah. Well, in any event, there was another one. This guy right here. That number may be backwards. I'm not sure. But
it is.
Yeah. Wayne McCall. I don't know.
I can fix that. Put it back up. I'll fix it. Let me just do this right here, and it should be bow. There you go.
Oh,
there we go.
Well, you're going to see this again. I'll explain to you in a moment what that is. But we lost Wayne this year. Wayne was a middle linebacker at Florida in the late 60s. Certainly undersized compared to today's players, but he brought it pretty well and had a big impact on the people that he hit, but he also had a bigger impact on the lives that he touched and the fellow players he played with. The Ocala QB Club just asked me to share a little bit with you about Wayne because they knew that I was a lifelong friend of Wayne's all the way back to elementary school. We played sports together, went to the University of Florida at the same time, military same time, back to law school same time. So I was exposed to Wayne early and consistently, and was well aware of the high character traits that Wayne possessed. I mean, his honesty, his humility, his leadership, his reliability. You would always know that what Wayne said he was going to do, he was going to do, and his integrity just marked his entire life. The quarterback club, well, knowing that, of course, I also knew that he was going to make a great husband to Beth and a great father to Diana, Melody, and my godson, Matt. And at a point in my life, evaluating my trajectory, I had to evaluate who I was looking to practice law with. And all of Wayne's traits were exactly what I knew a good law partner would be all about. And just like Lanny Curry, the grandfather of your fiance.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So the quarterback club has always embraced the athletes from Ocala and Marion County, particularly those that go to the University of Florida. And this year, after Wayne's passing and everybody acknowledging Wayne's high character traits in all respects, and with the leadership of Buddy and Mike McGinnis, who's the captain of the club, in Wayne's honor, they've established the Wayne C. McCall Character Award. Buddy, let me take a moment just to read this, because this is what will be found on the permanent trophy piece.
Well, we lost him again.
All right.
All right, we're going to get around to it right now. Go ahead, Randy.
Yeah, here we go. Wayne McCall was born and raised in Marion County, attended the University of Florida, where he played football for the Gators, and so was selected by his teammates to captain the 1967 team. He then served 2 years as a lieutenant in the U.S. Army before returning to UF to earn his law degree. Wayne later returned to his home of Ocala, where he enjoyed a long and distinguished career in the practice of law. Every chapter of Wayne's life reflected his integrity, his humility, his leadership, and self-discipline. His reputation for loyalty was well earned, particularly as it related to his beloved Florida Gators. Each University of Florida athlete from Marion County who receives this award will have demonstrated Wayne's work ethic, his morals, and qualities of high character. And so the Ocala Quarterback Club has asked me to let you know that you've been selected to be the first recipient of the Wayne C. McCall Character Award. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. It's a truly tremendous honor, and I've never heard anything but great things about Mr. McCall.
The trophy will remain we have one of the awards, Scott Brantley trophy, which is awarded to the top high school player in 6 counties. Those are we lost him again. Those awards are special because they remain with us. We're going to finish this up now. Those 2 awards remain with the club and are on display every week. So your name and this award will be up there permanently. And congratulations. And Jake, thank you for everything you've done to represent your town and your school and everything so well. And I wish you could have been better, but what the heck, you're going to have a great year. And by the way, you'll be a great coach one day too, I think, if we decide to go after you play 20 years in the NFL.
We'll see. Well, I can't thank y'all enough. And yeah, Mr. Briggs, it was great to see you, sir. And I truly do appreciate it. And it's a tremendous honor.
Yeah, congratulations, Jake.
Yeah, congratulations, Jake.
Thank
Good
you,
luck,
Wayne. Yeah, and
Thank
I'm
you.
going to let you go, Brandy, and I'm going to bring them friends on for one question. All right? All right, thank you. This is a guy that would like to say a quick word to you. Franz Beard, Gator just wrote a book, got out, and we just announced, I got him again. Got to get Franz. I got so many people on there. Where are you? There's Franz with his hat all right there. Okay, so, let's see. Now we lost Jake.
No, I'm here. I'm here, sir. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead. Franz, you can't see him, but he's there, Jake. And I know you want to say a quick word, and then we let Jake go.
Here's what I want to say to Jake. Thanks for being steady as a rock the whole time. Never too high, never too low as a Gator. Always always looking out for the best for your teammates and never putting yourself ahead of them, but always putting your teammates ahead of yourself. I think you've personified what a class act of a Gator is all about.
Well, Mr. Beard, that means a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it, sir.
Please
Jake,
call
let you go,
call me
buddy.
Franz. My dad was Mr. Beard.
Yeah. We're
Yes,
going to
sir.
let Jake go because he keeps dropping out. Jake, thank you, man. Great
All right,
job.
well-
Have a great finish. You'll be watching and cheering for you as you walk out of that tunnel on Saturday, and I can't wait to watch you grow into your next job in the NFL. We're going to get a team, go with a team that's close by so we can come watch you play, okay? Like you have.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best there. Mr. Martin, great to see you. Mr. Matthews, great to see you, sir.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Night, Jake. Thanks. I want to just do a quick commercial and say welcome to Franz. I want you to get a word in. We only lost him, what, Shane, 6 times?
Maybe Jake needs an NIL deal with a new wireless or internet company.
Yeah, Cox Cable or something. So Francis, good to see you. Let me just say thank you to the folks at Meldon Law for all they do. Tremendous opportunity to give away all those great looking rings. Shane, did you see those rings?
I got a ring, buddy.
You do? You got a real one?
Yeah. No, not a real one. I got one of the replica rings are pretty cool, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'll have one next week. I've got one coming. So anyway, so let's just say thanks to everything they do, and they make it special. Also, they're terrific lawyers there. They now expanded. They have 4 locations locally: Ocala, Gainesville, Lake City, among them where you can go, and Wilson, and also a new office down by Fort Lauderdale. So up to 50 attorneys now, so they can handle a lot of business. If you want to do business with a Gator and a great Gator, and someone who loves the Gators, and a really good attorney or someone in his office, I suggest you get in touch with the folks at Meldon Law. They won't back down. All right, Shane, let's tell it like it is. It was a painful thing to watch. And at some point in time, it just makes you I know I've listened to the broadcast, Shane. I know it was hard for you, but it was a game, friends, where they played poorly, but absolutely nothing went right. I mean, everything even the kicks on the 1 foot line, everything, Shane. It seemed like what it was, and the calls, even they couldn't get the calls to go their way. The calls didn't beat them. But the one time that the offensive lineman moved, they didn't call it. Just one more thing. It's one of those days when you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, Shane.
Well, it was a bad football game. It was like rock bottom. I don't know how else to put it. Hard to watch. Didn't coach well, didn't play well. And tip your hat to Josh Heupel. They could have probably scored a lot more.
They could have hung 60 on the Gators that night.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight.
That was painful, and that's the only way to put it. Is that's painful because you got to go. To me, you got to go all the way back to 1979 when Florida doesn't get a first down in the second half against Alabama. Loses that ball game 40-0, and Bear did everything he could to keep from hanging 80 on the Gators that day. He won the national championship that year, and Charlie Pell had nothing. And you got to go all the way back to that. That was worse than getting beat 44-0 by Georgia in 81. Just bad news. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a case that the guys have just given up or the coaches have given up. I've heard a lot of theories on that say that some of the coaches may have mailed it in. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, it is what it is, and I think we want to get it behind them. And this coaching thing is dragging on, and it's hard not to get pissed off with Lane Kiffin, although it's not his fault totally, but partially. And now here we are back to it again. talking about the guy who's coaching Ole Miss. I don't have anything else to say about it. I don't really know that much about what's happening. And Shane, a new name came up today. Here's one for you: Chip Kelly. He's available. He got fired by the Raiders. Remember Shane? Remember Franz? So we had that name originally for the Florida job. Yeah.
The smart thing Chip Kelly could have done was in 2018, could have taken the Florida job. He might still be a relevant coach had he done so.
Maybe so.
But when you go to a place like UCLA, that they don't care about football at UCLA. That it's their basketball school. They care about their basketball and all their Olympic sports and everything like this. But they haven't shown me a whole lot of want to out of football for years. And, he made a bad decision. Had he come here, I think he could have revived his own career. Had he come
and maybe it helped Florida, keep Florida from going to the abyss as they did, and with Dan Mullen. By the way, I'm happy to say, got my Heisman ballot today. We can vote for you guys can help me. I think it's about my 50th, as I remember. I've lost count. But, Franz, do you think is anybody else alive as a working journalist who actually voted for Steve Spurrier for the Heisman?
I doubt it, buddy.
Yeah, I bet there's none either. I challenge you to find somebody.
Seriously, there is. I can tell you this much: if I had your ballot, the first name I'd have at the top would be Diego Pavia.
Yeah, I love him.
Vanderbilt.
I love him. I don't know if I'm voting for the winner yet. I got to still see a couple of games, but certainly he's right in there. I love that kid. Don't you, Shane?
Yeah, he plays hard. He's a competitor.
Who would you put on your ballot, Shane?
I think he'd be on there. I don't know if he'd be one of my top three. I think Julian Sands having an incredible year that people don't even pay attention to.
Never see him.
Yeah. I think Trinidad Chambliss is the best story out
there. I love
him.
He'll be on my ballot.
Yeah. Mendoza, obviously, in Indiana. I haven't watched him play a lot.
I haven't either. I just have that goal.
He's from the state of Florida. People forget he's from the state of Florida, who transferred from Cal.
Yeah.
The Ole Miss tailback is damn good too, Kewan Lacey.
Yeah.
I don't think he's so.
Kewan Lacey would probably be on my ballot. If I think you vote for three people.
3, yes.
Is that right, buddy?
Correct.
And I would vote Pavia in my number 1, and my number 2 would be Fernando Mendoza, and then Kewan Lacey would be my number 3 guy.
We hadn't voted for we hadn't mentioned a guy who's a wide receiver for Ohio State, who's the greatest football player in the history of mankind. Everybody says is great. Haven't seen him enough. They don't throw the ball enough, but he's something else. Anyway, it's one of those things. We'll see. But I think the game is the winners. We have to vote on them by the 5th of December. And I wait right till the last minute to see what happens because it matters to me in those games. Okay, back to the story that broke the internet. I don't know. Shane, you've been Mr. Consistency. You said it from day one, and you still say it today. And you still believe that he wants to be the coach at Florida, and you think Lincoln is the guy. I personally think we've lost our way and are wandering in the wilderness. I agree with JC about hiring a Gator, but I don't think there's one out there. But I will say that here's my message. Stay in your lane, okay? Our lane is, if we got one. I'm not sure where it's going to go from here, but if I had $1 million to take to Vegas, I'm not sure I'd put it on Kiffin being a coach of Florida.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not changing my mind.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying he won't. I just don't think I would get bet on it.
Yeah, I think Lane's got 3 good schools that want him. He's got to decide what he wants to do, where he feels like the best place for him, and who he can work with. I think that has a lot to do with it. But I'm gonna. I don't think he's staying at Ole Miss.
He pretty much shut that door, didn't he?
Yeah, I said from day one, that old documentary and all that thing was just a setup. I mean, he's happy what he's done there, but he knows that he can do more at a major brand. He may not come out and say that, but I'll say it for him then.
Yeah, who was it? What coach said? Don't mess with Happy. I don't know who that was a long time ago, but I don't know. I just don't have. I don't. I think if he was going to say it, Ole Miss, he'd have waited and before the game announced he was staying to give him.
If you're going to say it, Ole Miss, you would have said it weeks ago to
maybe,
shut down all the
but
nonsense.
maybe his lawyer, his attorney told him, and his agent said, "Let's hear the offers," and he got the money offers in. If you knew you were going to stay, then you would say then, because it would help you in the Egg Bowl, which they don't need a lot to. I mean, Mississippi State probably not going to win, but I don't know. I don't understand it exactly, but they're playing it, and I mean, he's like Jimmy Sexton's the maestro, and he's got everything going his way, and that's just how it is. And so I'm really of the mind, and Shane, I can hear it in your voice, the fatigue. I just want to get this over with, Franz.
Well, I think that Jimmy Sexton, it's not about the money, buddy. Jimmy Sexton, I promise you, has put it out there and said, this is what it takes. This is the amount of money. Pony it up. Flash your cash. Show me what you got. From that point on, it's up to Lane and Jimmy Sexton to decide who do they trust. And for one thing, I will bet everything that's sacred that he has no trust in LSU. And why would he? Look at what LSU's been trying to do to Brian Kelly. And now Brian Kelly's saying that all their stuff that they're trying to pull is impeding him from getting another job, that he's got opportunities to be a head coach someplace, and LSU is impeding him from doing that. Now, I don't think that you trust people who sign a contract. It's all there in black and white, all done in good faith. And then they fire you and you're winning. You've won 34 ball games. Maybe you haven't won a national championship, but I guarantee you Florida wishes they'd won 34 ball games over the same period of time Brian Kelly did. And you got all this money. You've won games, and then they fire you. And then on top of firing you without cause, just because they think you haven't won enough, they start trying to renege on the contract. They owe him $54.4 million. If LSU doesn't have the money, they need to admit that they don't have it and say, "Hey, we'll figure it out. You know, can you give us a break here?" But they haven't done that. They've tried to paint him as somebody who did something wrong, and they're trying to get out of the whole thing. So, does he trust those people? No, he does not. Guarantee you he does not. I don't know Lane. I wouldn't call him one of my buddies, but having sat with him at the John Reeves funeral for about an hour and a half.
Well, Shane knows me really well. Shane knows me really well.
Of which time maybe 10 minutes was spent talking football. I think this is a guy that has finally, after all these years of being too young and too far ahead of the curve for his age, I think he's finally got his head screwed on right, and I think it's going to come down to that basic one thing.
What do you think, Shane? You think he's mature now, Shane?
I think he's changed quite a bit. He doesn't. I mean, buddy, I know him. I don't know him well. I like the way he coaches football.
But you know members of his family also.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you don't mind me asking, what gives you confidence that he's still in play?
Because I believe he's always wanted to be the head coach of the Florida Gators.
I think that's still true.
Buddy, it is still true. And trust me, Jimmy Sexton is the ringmaster here of this circus. And Jimmy Sexton knows Jimmy Sexton and Lane know where they're going, why they're going there. The money's on the table. Everybody's got it. And it's pretty much this. Does he trust Florida? If he does, he's a Gator. If he doesn't trust Florida, he's going to stay at Ole Miss. It's one of those two things that's out there. The Falcons would love to have him be their coach. And I can tell you right now, it's just say no to the pros.
All right, well, here we go. And we'll be hearing this Shane for another. People don't realize that the Egg Bowl is Friday morning. It's Friday, 11 a.m. So we'll have something on the table by Saturday morning. We'll see which way it's going to go. But it's going to be exciting at this point in time because we don't know what the next play is going to be. We don't have any names of people. Shane, you can't give me 2 or 3 names right now as backups, can you?
Mm-mm.
And I can't either. So I just don't know.
Dabo wants the job. I guarantee you that. I know that from a good source. Dabo wants a job, but he's also he can take the Arkansas job if he so wants that.
Dabo needs leverage for any kind.
I thought Arkansas was hiring Eric Morris.
Well, if they are hiring Eric Morris and then Dabo, then they've just decided that it's all over. But I haven't seen that they've.
I thought I saw that today. Who knows? You can't believe anything.
You can't believe you're right. You cannot believe anything you see or hear right now.
I do love Eric Morris, though. I think he's
he's a terrific coach.
Yeah. So here are the openings ranked at the best openings right now by ESPN. Okay. Start with number 9, Cal. By the way, they fired their guy. UCLA, we mentioned before. Stanford, 7. Arkansas, 6. Oklahoma State, 5. Auburn, 4. Florida, 3. Penn State, 2, and LSU, 1. I don't agree with Penn State. That's what they put out. So I don't know. If you talk about dominoes, once Lane Kiffin pulls that plug and makes that decision, it's going to be some musical chairs going on, gentlemen. Do you ever play musical chairs, friends?
Well, yes, I have. And here's the guy who's really got it made right now is John Sumrall, because Auburn has made it a point to go after him. Although I think Auburn may end up hiring DJ Durkin.
I think that's the guy they targeted at LSU if they don't get their guys, if they don't get Kiffin. The Sumrall.
Well, I know LSU. I know Ole Miss. He'd be a good fit at Ole Miss as well. He's an SEC guy who knows the area and has won wherever he's been. Won at Troy, has won at Tulane. Good coach, good background. He's the guy that really has the most options of anybody.
Let's put it this way: if I was going to get one of the jobs, if they offered me one of these jobs, and it couldn't be Florida, and you guys are saying, which one would you take? I wouldn't want LSU. I think Auburn would be a great job because people are so hungry for success, and the fan base is pretty good. Arkansas could be a great place to coach. My favorites would be those. What about you guys? Shane, which one of these jobs would you take if you couldn't have the Florida job?
It'd be the LSU job.
Okay. Franz, which one would you take?
Under most circumstances, it would be LSU. But under their current circumstance, having gone through what they've gone through with their athletic, I would take Auburn over LSU right now, simply because of that. I think LSU's got some work to do to put their image back together again after this fiasco.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, final thing for Shane, let him get out of here. But I want to say, I heard this 3 or 4 times from different sources, but I never read it or saw it confirmed. And I think it was more along the lines of he said, she said. But have either one of you guys heard the story that one of the things that Kiffin didn't like about it was he was told his roster had to be scrutinized by a general manager? Have you heard that, Franz?
He already has a general manager, and what I'm hearing
I know,
is
but
that
I know that. But I mean, the point is that the guy who was here, they're going to be the general manager of Florida, according to what these stories said. I don't know where it came from, and I hate to put it out there. Was that one thing that turned him off is that Florida's general manager had to look over his roster. Have you heard that, Shane?
Go ahead, Shane.
I don't know about the general manager here at Florida. I'd heard rumors that we were going to hire a general manager.
And that general manager was going to be the one overlooking the roster.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in that. I'm talking about I put myself in as the coach. I want my guy that sees eye to eye with how I like personnel. It's like, buddy, you and I can sit here and look at Franz. If Franz is one of our athletes, you may like Franz. I may be like, I like this guy over here better for that guy, for that position. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
And I think that's why you need the general manager and the coach have to be on the same wavelength.
I do agree with that. And I can say no self-respecting coach like Urban or Steve would settle for that.
No.
Well, here's the thing I heard over the weekend, and I was met up with a bunch of guys who were part of the '84 team. They had a reunion over there at Spurrier's and stuff like this, and I talked to some people since then. Is that Florida has a guy that is working currently as a personnel guy for working as a personnel guy for Napier, who's currently there. And there's a hot rumor out there that Florida wants him to be the personnel guy for Lane, and Lane is saying, ain't no way. Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that's one of these things that goes out as an internet rumor. I think that Florida's not in a position to make any demands at all on Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin is the one that comes in there and says, I want this, and this, and if you
that's
can't
the whole
do it,
point.
then,
That's it.
Then
I mean,
heck with you guys.
Yeah. I mean, as bad as we are right now, and we need to turn this thing around, and I think it can be turned around immediately with the right coach. You say, what do you need? We will make it happen.
Yep. So what's the theme for the outfits to wear to the FSU game this weekend, guys? What's it supposed to be? Blue, white, red? Because here's the one I saw. People said we need to get this.
Like the Aints, baby.
That's
That's my childhood days right there.
I know. Yeah, there you go.
I covered the year of the Aints.
Shane, you can wear one up there in the press box. I heard you complain about the fact that you couldn't see anything. I'm glad somebody finally did complain about it, because those press box seats are awful.
No, I complain about, because I've had multiple former players, just fans. They've complained about the whatever's on the jumbotron before we run out of the tunnel.
I can't see it.
Well, it's not what it used to be. Now I don't even know what it is.
Right.
They need to go back to the old one. They need to bring Gator bait back.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of all this nonsense.
Yes.
And try to bring back a normal swamp experience.
Amen, brother. You got an amen from there on that, Franz?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my goodness, we have
let Shane go eat his cookies and milk, and we'll finish up on basketball.
We've allowed Florida football to get screwed up to a point that it's recognizable.
Yes.
All right, Shane, tomorrow morning I'll see you there, and we'll talk about whatever is on the agenda. Maybe by then we'll have a story on the latest coach. I doubt it. Thanks, Shane Matthews. Shane Matthews brought up in the morning with Shane every morning, 8 o'clock. Thanks. All right, so friends, I want to get to this because it's number one, I want to get this great book mentioned again. And you're on the case. You got it going. People are wait a minute. Let's see here. Did I lose you?
I'm right here.
All right, I'm sorry, it's me. Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to get this book cover on here and talk about it a little bit. And it's out and about. People can order it and all that. So let's see if we get this to you. There we go. All right, there it is. that's the book. It's out, and you got a signing coming up on Friday.
Yeah,
up in
Friday night
Gainesville.
over out in front of Spurrier's at the
Celebration Point.
Celebration Point.
Mhm.
I'll be signing them. I've signed a few already, and people have been very, very kind. They've said nice things about it, and if it recaps from start to finish of a season to remember, and I hope that people will. It will bring back a lot of good memories.
Great pictures by our chief photographer, Chris Spears, who got great work in there. And I've not seen my copy yet. I picked mine up this weekend. But let me just say, if you have a question, number one, come by Celebration Point. What's important is you can buy them cheaper there because you don't have to involve shipping. And there's also, I think there's some kind of specials going on. If you write to this address, the golden season book at gmail.com, and our guy Carlton will see to that you get something back. But there are going to be several signings coming up. There are going to be some in Ocala, some in Gainesville. And Franz, you're going to be proud. You looked at that. You did an excellent job on that book.
Well, thank you. It's going to be kind of fun too, because we got a season ongoing. The Gators will be playing Thursday night and Friday night out in San Diego against TCU, and then the winner of Providence and Wisconsin. And then next Tuesday night, I'll be up in Durham when they play the Dukes up there at Cameron Indoor Stadium. And then the following Tuesday, I'll be up in New York for Madison Square Garden against UConn. So this is quite an ambitious schedule that Todd has undertaken this year. I think this is a really good basketball team, buddy. I think.
Well, the rankings came out today, right?
They're 10th in the AP and they're 8th in the coaches, and I guarantee you, Todd is talking disrespect all the way, in the locker room every day. These guys don't think you're worth a darn. They think you're the 10th best team in the country. They got Alabama ranked ahead of you in the AP poll. I promise you, he is selling that like crazy. But here's the thing, buddy. If these guards pick up their offense, and I think that they will. I thought we saw some really good stuff from Boogie Friday night. He hit a couple of threes, and I think he's ready. I think Xavier Lee is doing all the right things except shooting the basketball. He's not shooting the ball well. But I think that when January rolls around, I think Florida's going to be a team that nobody wants to play. Nobody can handle their front line. I promise you. I've watched all the good teams so far, and Florida's playing right now on the front line at an elite level. And Tommy Hawk, who's your guy, you loved him from the beginning. Tommy Hawk may wind up being the NCAA Player of the Year. He is that good and that capable. I don't know did you see them play Friday night against? I
did. I did not. I couldn't get it here.
Here's a 6'9", 6'10" guy out there on the wing, taking on these quick guys and dealing with them. I promise you, it's worth watching him play defense. All the other things he does so well. But I promise you, if you watch this guy play defense too, you're going to say, holy cow. He right now they've got him going. Most people have him going at the tail end of the lottery in the NBA. I think he's probably the only thing that's going to keep him from going in the top 6 or 7 guys in the NBA lottery is the fact he's 23 years old. That will be a hindrance because they like to. They like to pick all these guys that haven't reached puberty yet, and they pick these guys like crazy. And I'm looking at a lot of them who just aren't panning out. And I'm looking at a lot of the older guys that have gone into the league who are doing quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you one guy who's doing quite well, who is an older guy, and that's Will Richard, who's starting.
Wow.
He is the guard opposite
Unbelievable.
Steph Curry for the Golden State Warriors. I got to tell you what, I wish I could say that Will surprises me, but I think you heard me say way back when that he plays the defense that he plays will keep him in the league for a long, long time. And he's really, really going to be good. Tonight, by the way, the Jazz and the Warriors are playing on TV. Good ball game there in the NBA. And we got a lot of good college basketball. It's one of my, other than when it hits March, this is my favorite time of the year for college basketball, because we got all of these tournaments going on right now. Houston benefited from a rotten call at the end there. Syracuse should have shot a couple free throws to win the game, but they called it a clean block, and it wasn't. Houston should have lost that ball game, but I got to tell you what, it's a really, really good time of the year to watch college basketball. Got Gonzaga and Alabama are on TNT right now. That's going to be a heck of a ball game. And Houston won. Tennessee just blew Rutgers' doors off, and they play Houston tomorrow night. Should be a really, really good basketball game. Auburn is about to take out unbeaten Oregon right now. Auburn's a lot better than anybody wants.
Yeah. So this is the last show we'll do before Thanksgiving. And I want to get a quick word on that. And I want to tell you that we're only going to have one more show this week. Tomorrow, Lauren Meadows will be on the regular time. And then on Wednesday night, we have a combo show of the Buddy Martin Show and our special show we do with Rob Dotson on the Panhandle. And Franz will be up here soon, do some book signing. And then we're going to be off Thursday and Friday. So any special, I want to send out a special thought up to your mom. I know she's had some struggles. Wish her the best. I wish you and Franz, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And I'll see you up there Friday night signing away. And thanks for all the great work you're doing. And I'm very blessed to have you as a friend.
I've signed a bunch of books, and my hand hasn't gone numb yet.
Yeah,
so I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good, Bud Light.
Well, that's good, no man. That's good. Look forward to seeing you, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving, friends. And
thank you.
God bless you and your mom.
My best to you and to Dawn. I
thank you very much.
Also, I hope everybody will keep her in your prayers as well, because she's really hanging in there. She's a trooper.
She is. She's had a couple of pretty good days. I hope she's going to get them, but I'm going to have to leave her here when I go to games. So, Franz, take care, buddy. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy.
Franz Beard. All right, we want to go back now and get this book screen off here real fast. And then I want to tell you about our friends at Titan MRI. These sponsors are so special to me and to us because they have supported us through thick and thin. And, of course, the people of Spurrier's have been great to us. Freddie Weeby's been a central part to everything we do. And then, of course, Titan MRI, which now is growing and growing. They have 3 locations to serve you in Gainesville, Park Avenue and Millennium Center. And in Lake City, they've got one serving all of Columbia County and Valdosta. And Titan MRI's all imaging offers the same great customer service. This is the really cool thing about them. And that is that you can tailor make your own appointment. Like if you like me, sometimes you're busy. You can't always get there. People think you got nothing else to do. We got jobs. We have sometimes we can't leave them. Even when something as important as we have to do, go to have our health check. Sometimes you just can't do it. Well, they know that at Titan, and they try to make it possible for you to get the appointment when you need it. They will even give you a nighttime appointment if you'll call them up and say, I can't be there. They're into all about customer service. They're also into getting you a comfort as a patient, I love the fact they have the larger MRI machines for you to go in there and you don't have to be claustrophobia when you have that MRI. They have MRIs, CAT scans, X-rays, ultrasounds, etc. And you won't check. No ERs, no hospitals. Coming soon to Ocala, better served Marion County and the surrounding area. Titan MRI and imaging. It's your choice. Thanks to our special guest tonight, Jake Slaughter. What a fine young man he is. Sorry about it. He was having so much technical difficulty, but we did get him on the air. And he has now been announced as the winner of the first Wayne C. McCall Character Award given by the Ocala Quarterback Club. That's an honor for all concerned. So Wayne was a great friend, and RIP to him. All right, folks, we'll let you get out of here, and we'll see you. Don't forget, Lawrence is on tomorrow night, and he will be able to hopefully give us more information on the coaching situation. As we know, we're waiting on that. Have a great night, folks.